So what kind of things did you guys do for level 3? Did you pick specialties and stuff?
Yes, I did. I kind of finished off a little bit of it because the warlock you start by picking something like that. Well, the other classes sometimes you wait until third before you get to pick anything. So I'm kind of rounding him out a little bit.
Leandra got most of her really cool stuff starting at 2nd level when she could actually shapeshift. So at 3rd level, she just got 2nd level spells.
I got Ranger archetype, and I think I got something else, but I don't remember because my sheet's all screwed up.
Onyx got a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'm trying to go through it to figure out like what it all means and is and everything, but should be interesting.
Yep, I chose 2nd level rogue stuff because I'm doing the multi-class thing, so I'm kind of alternating back and forth.
Rogan, what? What's your other class again?
Wild mage.
Oh yeah.
She makes all the crazy stuff happen.
Yeah, that brings a lot of fun into it.
Yep, for me, Ranger archetype and then an extra spell slot.
Oh, cool.
And I apparently know 3 spells now.
Cool.
I only just realized this week that the warlocks don't work like apparently every other spell casting thing.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
No, I reread. I was like, oh shit, I've been doing this wrong.
They are super cool when it comes to their spell slots and stuff. And
yeah, it's different. I was like, oh.
They get less spell slots, but they get cast them at like the higher level. Like, because, and the cool explanation is because their power is kind of stolen for them, so it doesn't act like everyone else's, which is kind of cool.
I know, it's fun. I read it and I was like, oh shoot. I can't.
They also get them all back on a short rest, don't they?
Yes, they do.
They do, which is awesome.
Yeah, Leandra gets her shapeshifts back on a short rest too, which is really cool.
Yeah, because I tell you what, there's nothing more annoying than like you walk in a room and it seems threatening, you shapeshift, only to realize that it's not like you're just there to talk.
Yep.
I just wasted that.
Damn it!
And you announced my plans for a mimic, so now I can't.
Sorry.
I would have to have a whole separate like text file of all like the different animal stats and everything just to keep track of them all.
I don't know if it's cheating, but I have a Braille Sense Polaris here, and all of the D&D books are in it.
Nice.
Yeah. And
cool.
I used to have a whole web page, like sorted. I ended up doing it myself because I wanted a faster way to go through it, and I was doing it for a druid in my group. So like when she was level 5, it was just from like highest rating to lowest of everything she had access to. And then as she'd level up, I'd just add more in there.
I will probably actually do that, but my life lately has just been no time for. Work keeps sending me to, like, they sent me to Nashville, then they sent me to 3 days of lean training, and then Thursday I've got an application security training, and next week I have agile training, and I'm like, guys, my brain is broken. You don't understand.
I need to play D&D. I need you guys to calm down.
Right? Yeah, just calm down, jeez. And then I've requested. Yeah, I've requested they send me to Austin some accessibility training in May. But I don't know that that's going to happen. They've done everything else, but...
I get to travel Thursday, and I'm like, oh, yes, all that time in the car, I get to plan for D&D.
Yes.
I'm going to be up till 1 a.m. every night.
Yeah.
I literally have to have the music down to 1%. And then it just disappears.
I was gonna say it doesn't help that it gets really quiet, then super loud, and then goes back down. So you're constantly really fucking with it.
Exactly. I'm just gonna keep my finger on the slider here. All right. Do we have everybody?
Yeah.
There's Jim.
Quietly lurking.
So, Jim is our source for the videos, and Jim's got to duck out about half an hour early today, so we're gonna cut it about half an hour early.
Sounds good.
I can run till late. It's just, yeah, I gotta cut straight at 11:30. But you guys keep going and just drag Budrum along with you.
I'm actually okay if we cut it at 9:38 because I've had 3 hours of sleep, so.
Oh no!
So I would be okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, as far as Nancy, you're on Mountain Time, right?
Yes.
So we'll be cutting around 9-ish. So even a little bit earlier.
Okay. I can handle that. Not that I don't like the game, don't get me wrong. It's just...
No, I totally get it. It's all good. All right, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay. Lemoyne, did you get the email that I sent last night?
Yeah, I got both of them.
Okay, cool.
And I hadn't really been able to respond because school, but
it's all good.
But however you feel you want to do it is a-okay with me.
You scheming bastards!
Like it both sounds pretty cool. So anyways, it will make it interesting.
All right.
And Eric, you got my updated sheet, right?
Yes, I did.
I sent it to you a little bit ago. I just didn't know if you had a chance to look at your email yet. So I meant to do it earlier and forgot.
Yeah, I got it, but I haven't had a chance to actually read through it yet. But
no worries.
level 2 rogues, pretty easy.
Do much. I just added the bit about the second level rogue stuff, and that was like 3 or 4 lines. So
yep,
there wasn't much to update. I updated level and hit points and stuff, but nope, nothing
nice. Okay, so let's go first with an update from last week. We're going to do the same thing we did last week, and I'm going to have you guys help me out with the session recap from last week's session. I'm always redundant when I talk. All right, so you guys went from the living quarters where you left all of the survivors and went directly into a battle where you guys found Rithers flying out of the ceiling and the other man wearing the dark cloak sneaking out from behind a bookshelf. The majority of you ran toward the guy sneaking out behind the bookshelf. Everybody else ran toward what seemed to be a woman just standing in the middle of the room as glass was falling around her.
That Onyx heroically saved her from.
Yes. Almost heroically tackled her. After a long battle with this person who was revealed to have snake-like tongues and was able to summon other creatures, you guys traveled out of the library. A few of you traveled out of the library, went down a long corridor, slipped on some caltrops a couple of times.
Only every time.
And found yourselves outside of the main entrance of Rose Lake. You guys came across a man wearing a green hood. He introduced himself. What's that?
That mean guy, I remember him.
Yeah, the guy that did not like Griff. The problems of being good looking, I guess.
It hasn't been working out in my favor so far.
Yeah.
I'd just like to point out at this point that I had no idea where McDreamy was from until my mum and girlfriend were talking about Grey's Anatomy this week. And I was like, oh!
Wait, is that... I've never seen that show in my life. Is that a character from that?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently,
Wait
yeah.
till... Well, give it some time, and eventually we'll have a McSteamy, too.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Oh,
By
it's
the
all
way,
we need.
just in my own defense, I don't watch the show, but my daughters do. And I actually hate the show, but I love the name, so...
I got
guys are all
roped
just
into the
haters.
first few seasons, and that was years ago, and I haven't watched since. But I know
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I watched about 2 seasons of it and went, oh my god.
Oh, I fell into a deep Netflix hole with that show for
I
a
have
while.
not watched it, so the reference would probably be lost on me.
There's like 17 seasons or something.
Yes, there
Yeah,
are.
it's ridiculous. And I don't know what this is turning into the Grey's Anatomy, but it seems like I think the whole cast is new. Like it seems like so many people have left and it just keeps going and going and going and going.
Yep.
It's so
Welcome to the Surgical Wing, our favorite podcast about Grey's Anatomy.
Stick around for
It is
part
none
2.
of our
We're talking
favorite
about
shows.
Scrubs.
Yeah, so you guys ran into this guy. His name was Zared. He gave McDreamy a hard time.
Sorry,
Because
Griff.
he's an ass.
He was letting you guys know that the Watchmen, the group he's a part of, which actually comes from Leandra's hometown, cleaned up the city, or we're in the process of cleaning up the city. You guys went back to the library to release. I almost said the prisoners, the the remainder of the people, and you came across a librarian hiding behind one of the bookshelves. He
was not a
gave
fan
Onyx,
of us.
He gave Onyx a hard time, and when you guys wouldn't leave him alone, he gave all of you a hard time.
Yeah, he doesn't like us much.
No.
Until Leandra gave him some money.
Yes.
And then he gave her a book about cooking with chocolate.
Cookies. Yes.
At this point, Tom started flipping through his journal that he found that fell out of Rither's hands as he was flying away.
Now, if I remember, somebody threw a dagger at Rithers?
Yep. It wasn't anybody in the party.
No.
Oh.
Nope.
I missed that.
I actually forgot about that. Whoops.
Maybe it was Gobi.
Oh, Gobi. Oh, I hope he's still alive. So Tom started flipping through the journal, found some things of interest. Rowan actually saw the journal as well and found the same things of interest. And that's where we cut it last week. Would you guys help me recap the chat that happened throughout the week? Let's start
Crazy
with
many messages of chat.
let's start with
That I
the
still
conversation.
remember a little bit.
Let's start with the conversation that happened between Budrum and Leandra, then later included everybody else, essentially.
Everybody pretty much, yeah. Leandra brought the note that Griff gave her over to Budrum and showed it to him. And we talked about why on earth he would write a note instead of just talking to us. But there were no conclusive answers. So I wrote a note. It's stashed away for later. And we'll see how that goes. And then we kind of started talking our histories and backgrounds. I asked Budrum who his god was, and it went from there.
Yeah, Leandra has a really
And he
cool...
shaved his beard.
Yeah, I shaved my beard. Leandra has
The way you just phrased it was hilarious, because it sounded like Leandra just walked up to Budrum and was like, "Where is your god now?"
Yeah, Leandra's backstory is really cool. You run into that, and we learned a bit about Oakheart, which sounds like a pretty pivotal pivotal part of the story.
Yeah, it turns out that Oakhart is from another world, and it got plopped down here when the strangeness started a few months back. And so nobody'd ever heard of Oakhart, because of course it isn't from here. And Leanne sort of designated as a representative from Oakhart to try and figure out what the heck is going on. So that's how she found her way to Rose Lake, as she's trying to see what's going on. She glossed over some of her stuff, like, she talked about an evil stepmother in her past and, love denied and all sorts of... Anyway, she went into all sorts of that. And I think everybody else several people told their stories too.
Yeah, Talon told his.
But I will do that later. I just haven't had a chance to write out the email yet, but it'll get done.
Talon had a novella length.
It was good though.
Yeah, I think mine was longer than Talon's at the end of it.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yep.
But both you guys, Tom and Talon, gave their backstories, and I was like, man, they really put a lot into their backstory here. That's really cool. So, I'm still confused by the book that Tom has. I'm just... I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, the other thing is Leandra turned into a cat.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Tom doesn't believe that happened.
Cat chasing, that was awesome. The librarian's really, really going to love us now.
Oh yeah, because cats play chase around the library and knock shit over,
Tom believes that Leandra was eaten by a cat.
Yes.
Yes, but I realized that was absurd. So now Tom just thinks Leandra went somewhere else.
Well, we'll take care of that in a minute, Tom. There is an orange cat sitting on Talon's lap.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
So Talon mentioned that he was a young boy traveling with his mother when they were attacked. He selfishly, as a 10-year-old child, left his mother to die. And
she told him to. And what was he supposed to do against big orcs?
He monster.
Then he ate a berry and got very, very sick, and was found by a man who brought him into his hut, which sounds creepier than it is.
Yeah, no, I thought of that after I wrote it, and I'm like, well, that's kind of what happened. But...
The man taught him his ways of being a ranger, which also sounds creepier than it is.
Yeah, this sounds like Leaving Neverland. D&D.
And then Talon was going around being a hunter around towns, keeping the townspeople safe. Until this happened. And Tom is telling his backstory. Tom, do you want to go into it, or do you want me to do it?
Whenever I tell it, I tend to tell the whole thing. You want to just summarize it?
Sure.
So I don't do another exposition dump.
Tom was a young boy, also had his family attacked by orcs, was taken into a village called Wingcrest, and the people there raised him. He eventually learned how to fish, explaining his back name as Tom Fish, and he one day he found a journal in a chest, and it had some cryptic writing in it. The person who wrote the journal was Danny McNeil, who was an archer and an acrobat. And so, learning from what he was reading, Tom picked up a bow and began to use it. Spent some time delving into some mines, and joined the Charcoal Order, which is a group of people who is all about the preservation of ancient knowledge and interesting and weird knowledge. Eventually, Tom made his way to Rose Lake because he was trying to figure out how to decipher some poems that he found. And that's how we ended up here.
And one of the a snippet from one of the poems was in the journal that Withers dropped, and I discussed that with Rowan, and she said that also a picture that she thought her parents left her, or sorry, an amulet that she thought her parents left her, was also drawn in the book.
Right. Rowan mentioned that she has this wood carving that has an eagle carved into it, as the wood carving is wont to do, and that eagle picture matched the picture that was inside of the book, though the image of the deer skull meant nothing to Rowan, and neither did the words that Tom was trying to hide. Okay. I think that about covered it, right?
No.
I think so.
You have to give Talon an inspiration point for that badass jump.
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that.
Yes, that's right. That was awesome.
What jump?
Last time.
The jump from the third floor that I was dumb enough to.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
That's
He essentially risked life and limb to attack this creature at the bottom.
How do I use the inspiration point again?
So it's a D6, and you can add it to
you
pretty
just
much
add it?
anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever you want. But if you don't use it by the end of this session, it's gone.
Okay.
I'll give it to you to the end of next session, just to be nice. All right. So during this time, I sent Lemoyne some stuff. Onyx would have been reading the journal that he found in the chest.
One more thing.
Okay.
Several people decided that one of those pictures in the warrant looked like Onyx.
Oh, that's right.
What the heck?
So the warrant mentioned Lar Eel alongside Talon, and Lar Eel also had a bounty that was 1,000 gold more than Talon's.
so he's more important than Talon.
There was a very specific description to look out for, and Onyx matches the description specifically. And they feel they can trust the description because the description of Talon was just about spot on, minus a few little details.
So if we have to sell one of them, we sell Onyx, right? That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
yeah.
All right. So Onyx was reading through a journal across the room, and so far he hasn't shared it with you guys, but it's there. And Griff, what was Griff doing during this time?
He hung out for a little bit, but then kind of told everybody, "Hey, I'm gonna go, sleep or something." Disappeared for about an hour. Yeah, a little over an hour, and then makes his way back. And he's just kind of hanging out, just listening, drinking tea.
Cool. All right, so we are in the library. It's so loud. Whatever, it's a quiet.
I would like to go find the librarian.
All right, you can find him up on the 3rd tier. He is currently trying to get his library back in order. And as you get closer to him and you see him kind of pulling books out from the shelf, you just hear...
I'm going to sort of help him organize the books as best as I know how.
Okay.
And be like, I saved this book. I'm going to take out the burned book. I saved this book from the fire earlier. Do you happen to know what books they were burning? Like, were they burning a specific subject or something? Or
well, it looks like it was a lot of the history books. This one, he starts kind of trying to flip through it as the pages are dried and like easily breaking away. Ugh. This just looks like a bunch of maps. Doesn't. They're not any good anymore.
That's too bad. What about this book? And I take out the journal Brothers dropped. Have you seen this one before?
He takes it from you. Oh, shame. Yes, Zaris was looking through this the other day. I don't know much about it. It was just a journal, nothing too special.
All right. It has some information about a poem I'm researching, trying to track down.
Oh, really? He kind of reaches into his pocket and pulls out some spectacles and puts them on.
Just this page here with the deer skull has a snippet of it. I'm going to try and take the book back from him.
He kind of, as you tug on the book, he holds onto it for a second, but as you're insistent, he lets it go.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about that poem, would you? Wouldn't happen to recognize those words?
Not really, aside from seeing this line, I think, in this journal. He points to the line that says, Seagull Red Eye in the corner of yours.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't tell him any of the other lines from the poem. Yeah. So that's clear. Yep. And I'm going to give him back the book that Bodrum gave me. I'm assuming it's from this library. It's both.
He will. Wait, which book was that?
It's like Clerics and Brotherly Love.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll take it back from you. Oh, good. I'm glad this one's back. And he walks over to a section where there are just edition after edition of this same book.
Well, if you're not gonna, do you want this burn book? Because I might be able to fix it later.
If you fix it, I would like to see it again.
Okay, I'll keep it with me for now.
Transcribe it. I'd like to keep as much knowledge as I could here in the chocolate.
Yeah, you know, when you say it like that, it does sound like chocolate.
I thought we were allies.
What's your name, by the way? I should know that too.
I'm Tarek, which is also not chocolate.
Tarek. All right. Thank you very much for your help, Tarek.
Wait.
Oh.
I will do research. I don't know if I'll find anything, but come back and see me.
All right. Thank you.
Chocolate.
And if you happen to find anything about Danny McNeil, do you know anything about him? He's a pretty cool dude.
Do I know? Come back and see me.
Okay. And I know I'm asking a lot, but can I just take a lemon from you?
Take what?
A lemon?
He's like twitching.
It's alright, don't worry about it. Thought it'd go good with the tea, but that's okay. Yeah. And then I'm gonna help him clean up more.
As you start cleaning up, he's still standing there, and you can kind of see his eyes twitching. You broke the librarian.
Well, at least we know his name now. He will forever be in the chocolate order.
The chocolate order
of lemons.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else?
Leander's going to jump off of Talon's lap and change back into human form.
Okay.
Tom's not around to see that.
I was going to say, I hope Tom's witnessing this.
No.
Are you doing it in the middle of the room? Game. Huh? Oh gosh. Are you doing it in the middle of the room? Or is it specifically hidden?
No, I just, I think she might have heard Tom say that Leandra got eaten or something,
okay.
And so now she's kind of amused and is going to try to never change in front of him. We'll see how that works.
All right. So you change back into a human as Tom is facing away, talking to this, breaking this librarian.
Nice.
Yep.
And as you form back into a human, there are just a few gasps around the room as people witness this. Mm-hmm. You got their attention when you were running around the room as a cat.
Yes.
And now they see you.
That was awesome. That's incredible. I can do that. It's real. So she may be as stunned as everybody else.
Leandra, you feel a poke on your shoulder.
Just look around.
As you turn around, you don't see anybody, and then you look down. And you see the halfling man with a graying beard, Malik. And he says, "That was incredible.
Thank you.
You're not from here."
No, I'm not. Is that not common here?
I mean, you're not from here.
No, I'm not.
Are you like the tall one?
The tall one?
He kind of starts to mime, tall in a suit, really long fingers.
Oh. I hope not. He doesn't seem to be very nice.
I would agree with that sentiment.
But if you mean he's not from here and neither am I think that's true.
Interesting.
I don't know that we're from the same place. I don't know that we're not.
He's just staring at you and blinking his eyes every once in a while at this point.
Sorry. I think I broke him too.
Well, okay then. I guess we'll talk later.
Sure.
He holds his hand out. Malik.
Leandra, and she'll shake hands.
You look fancy.
I suppose. I was maybe someone else when I was elsewhere. They called me Baroness.
Oh.
But you don't have to. Please.
I won't.
That was easy.
All right. Well, pleasure to meet you, miss.
Pleasure to meet you, Malik.
And he'll walk away.
She watches him for a moment, trying to figure him out, too.
He goes over to Budrum, and they start to have a conversation, kind of in whispers. And a moment later, they laugh. And then they start whispering again. And then they laugh again.
I see.
And he walks away from Budrum.
Walk over to Budrum. What was that about?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know, Baroness?
Oh, sure.
We are just making fun of you. It's nothing personal.
Uh-huh. I'll keep that in mind, Shortbeard.
I'll remember that when you're a cat and I step on you.
I'll remember that when I'm a bear and I kick your ass.
Fair point. Wait, you can turn into a
I
bear.
was just going to say.
Oh no, but I'm gonna try if you annoy me.
Oh, I will remember that vividly in my dreams.
I don't want to know about your dreams.
The bear best to stay out of there.
Talon looks over. Are you into animals?
No, hold on a minute.
You like to have your beard on them.
I'm not the one that had little kitty in my lap, you weirdo.
Libraries where dwarves are dwarves and sheep and bears are nervous. Is that?
Budrum looks flustered and he walks away in a huff.
Oh, he totally goes for the sheep.
Leander just grins at Talon. Oh.
All right.
Now we know Putrum secrets.
More than we wanted.
You better be careful, shapeshifter.
Believe me, I will be.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, warn me please before anything like that goes on so I can leave.
No, wait, I want to leave too.
Like, break me.
We'll get Budrum a sheep for Christmas.
Oh, God.
Bah. Oh, no, that's not.
To the bone. Oh.
All right. What is Rowan doing during this time?
Cracking up at these antics.
Okay. And what is Onyx doing at this time?
I think Onyx will be trying out his new mage hand trick, just flipping coins in the air and catching them.
All right.
And sort of laughing at, like the jokes and everything that everyone else is talking about.
All right.
Budrum will walk up to Onyx and call him by the name on the poster.
And then Onyx will sort of look like he knows the name, but then his face will, go kind of like placid, and then, he acts like, he doesn't know, and then he asks, "Who's that?"
Budrum just stares at Onyx and then walks away.
So then I guess Onyx just shrugs his shoulders and keeps on doing what he was doing.
Budrum was just doing it to be mean because Onyx was laughing at him with everyone else.
Onyx, as you are tossing this coin up in the air and distracted by Budrum, you expect the coin to come back down, and it doesn't. As you look over, Malik is standing there with the coin in his hand.
Wow, neat trick. You're pretty quick.
He's looking at you. He flicks the coin back to you, and he winks at you. And he turns around and walks away.
And then Onyx winks back as he's walking away.
Okay. Lastly, he's going to go over to Rowan. And he's just watching you for a minute right now, Rowan, as you're talking to everybody. After you stop laughing, he walks a little closer and says, "What's your story?" Rowan? Are you there?
On mute. So, turn your mic on, Rowan.
Just taking the doggy out.
Oh no! Quite possible.
No, I got stuck in a menu and I couldn't figure it out how to get out of it to get to the unmute mic. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
I'm like, stop it. Right. Well, that's rather interesting. She's trying to figure out how much to tell him because, like, she doesn't really know him all that well, so she's kind of cautious about how much she should be telling. But
okay. As you're stalling,
I'm like, wait.
As you're stalling, he's gonna point to your jeweled dagger, which I imagine is just poking out of your belt.
Right.
And then he raises his hand to cough, and you see a symbol on his wrist cuff. It's a silver circle with a crosshair in the middle. And then he winks at you.
Ah, yes. Well, I grew up in. Whoops. Yes. I grew up in an orphanage where it was in a human town, and well, the way I look, it's not like, the humans look. She kind of motions to her, like, pointed half-elf ears. Like, this is kind of, like, obviously, like, not fitting in. So, when I grew a bit older, I decided to strike out on my own because I got tired of all the people staring at me like, well, humans do, and they think they're all so fine and mighty people everywhere. So I ended up wandering around from town to town for a bit and got involved with certain ilk of people, and she kind of points to his symbol, but like not like obviously about it to where like everyone else can see, but just like, yeah, like I know what that is. And eventually got a bit weary of that life, so decided to wander around a bit more and ended up here. And as for this particular item, and she gestures to her dagger that he was pointing at, took a fancy to it one day. Some rich noble was wearing it, and he had another one, so I didn't think he needed two of them.
A broad smile stretches across his face. Say no more. You always have a home in Rose Lake.
Ah, well, thank you. That's mighty kind of you.
So, at this point, anybody else want to do anything in the library?
May I roll a sleight of hand check against the librarian to steal something?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
What are you trying to steal?
I'll tell you after.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I rolled a 12.
Depends on what you're trying to steal.
It's nothing important, I guarantee it.
Okay. Sure. Go for it.
Okay, Budgerin will take it and I'll tell you guys later.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm trying to think of what it could possibly be.
Me too. This is some meta G.
Is it the tea set?
Yeah, I was
Yep.
gonna say it's like teapot or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Budgerin wants that tea set.
Oh gosh. Well, he's distracted with his books right now.
Okay, Budrum quickly swipes the teapot into his bag.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Cool, Iro. Alright. So, Librarian is going to bring some books around to you guys. After Onyx requested last time that he help him find some books. So, he's going to bring books around to everybody that he just kind of has a feeling will fit. To Talon, he brings How to Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh!
It's a book about hunting and killing beasts out in the wild and cooking them, specifically.
It's wrong.
It's so wrong.
Is it written by somebody named Scout?
What?
I think the main character of To Kill a Mockingbird's name was Scout, wasn't
Yes.
It is, yeah.
it? It's written by a Scout.
To Leandra, he brings over a book. It's called Blood, Sweat, and Chocolate, a guide to comfort eating for the person who loves cocoa concoctions and confections.
That's quite the title.
Yeah.
I like it.
He's over to Onyx. He's going to bring a book, and he says, if you would, please share this with your friend over there. Points to Rowan. He brings you a book called Getting Sneaky With It. This is a collection of stories written by let's see. Yeah, I guess refined criminals who were sent to prison, got out, wrote their stories. The book had the opposite effect and it ended up encouraging people to commit more crimes, so it was pulled from all the shelves. But luckily, Tarek doesn't give a shit, and he kept it. He also gives you another book. It's a little bit smaller, but it says High Five Yourself, a Guide to Mage Hand.
Oh, nice. You know what's funny is I was just thinking about that, like putting that in here where, like, after I pick a lock with the mage hand, I high five.
Yes. Nice.
That's pretty funny.
Leandra, as he hands over this book to you about cooking with chocolate, he points to the other book that you have, the one that you found, and he says, I see you found the Encyclopedia Druidica.
I did.
Fancy read, but, you know, fairy tales.
No truth to it at all.
He shrugs. Griff, would you be interested in finding a book here? You would have to swipe it yourself because he's not.
I was thinking about this week, actually.
Mhm.
Actually, yes.
Okay.
There was two options, but one I couldn't think of a way that he would think of it. But he would probably be curious about a book about anything, maybe about voices in your head or like anything even remotely related to that.
Okay.
I'm trying to do that discreetly for sure.
Okay. You don't have a lot of experience with libraries.
None, really.
So, as you're looking, you end up in the self-improvement section, and you find a book titled "Happy Wife, Happy Life."
Okay.
And it's a guide to cohabitating.
Close enough.
All right. A little bit curiously, like especially at the subtitle there.
Nobody else can see you grabbing this. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
away.
He's gonna take that. That might be useful.
And then he's going to take over a collection of 3 books. They're all the same book, just 3 different copies of it. And he's going to put all 3 books down in front of on the table in front of Budrum, because that's where everybody else is kind of congregated. And it's spellcasting for dummies. And he just says, in case you guys want to pass it around, I saw some interesting things happen. Okay. And then he just walks away.
Leander will pick one up. Just say, hey, whatever.
I'll take
Yeah, why not?
I'll take one, I guess.
All right. You guys can pass them around while you're in Rose Lake. We'll just assume everybody gets it at some point.
Nice.
Will we all end up spellcasting?
A lot of people get some spells.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Budrum, he walks over to you, and he gives you 2 books.
Animal husbandry.
He gives you. They're both kids' books, children's books. One of them is called "The Tales of Fortune's Halo," and it's a kids' comic, essentially a graphic novel, with very bright colors and loud shapes, and it describes the adventures of 7 divines, one of them being Strake. And he also gives you a second book. It's a collection of comics about a bunch of kids and a dog who get into some mischief. In general, there are lots of Uggs, and it's called The Pistachios.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Tom's going to ask also if he threw the dagger at Withers.
He's going to ask who?
Tom's going to ask the librarian, like, I saw that long fella get hit by a dagger. Did you throw that dagger?
I don't know how to throw a dagger.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't answer the question.
It doesn't.
Tom's still a little bit intimidated, so he doesn't press further.
Okay. It's been some time since you've asked, and after he's done taking the books around to everybody, he brings half a lemon to you.
Yes. Gonna need that for later.
Okay. And that's it for the library, if you guys are ready to go.
Yeah. Are we going to escort the survivors to the inn and then see how Leandra's friends are?
That's up to you guys.
Hey, Leandra.
Yeah.
So when you turn into a cat, about how much do you weigh? Well, since you were sitting in his lap, I assume it's like a regular cat, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. I think we should play that into, like, if I can use my mage hand and boost you up onto a roof or something.
Oh, that would be really cool. Then I can grab things. And I like that. Yeah.
Nice. You just gained flight at level 2. At level
Yes,
3.
exactly. Because I can't fly on my own yet, so you could let me fly.
Nice.
Just don't throw me. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So you guys want to get these folks back to the inn now?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
All right. As you guys gather everybody, they all start piling up the stairs to get up to the 3rd tier where the exit level was. And who wants to lead the way?
Here, kitty.
I'll leave.
Leandra's talking to herself.
Sorry. Talking to the Ossa cat.
I'll help Onyx lead, seeing as I'm a meat shield.
Okay.
Griff will bring up the rear.
All right. As you guys
Are you giggling about him saying rear?
No. I'm laughing because I had the thought to make you guys roll for a dex save for the cantrips or the cantrips.
I almost said something too. So I was like, I don't want to do that.
And I was like, nah, that'll be mean.
It'd be funny though.
All right.
So are they caltrops or are they ball bearings?
I think they were ball bearings. I think you're right.
Okay.
Because there wasn't any additional damage. Okay.
Tom's gonna pick up 2 of the shiniest ones that he can see.
Okay.
Oh, and Onyx is gonna pick up a couple of them too. About 5 of them.
All right. You guys can easily do that. There's a bunch.
Yay! I'll scoop up some. Why not? I might kind of use them, I guess. I'll have to look at what they do, but yeah.
All right. As you guys escort these people down this cavern and out to the outside area of Rose Lake, they're all kind of amazed that this tunnel existed and kind of frustrated that there's such a gaping hole in the security of the town. So you hear Trav complaining about it. Can you believe? This is probably how they got in. This is probably exactly why all of this happened. All the secrets in this place.
No, but it was actually a painting. They were smuggled in in a painting.
Okay. Anyways. I'm just saying, we need to do something about this. Does anybody know if the mayor is alive? As everybody in the party, or everybody in the group ignores him, Malik kind of gives them a wave of the hand. We'll talk about it later. Come on. So,
Tom's also going to hang back and talk to Griff about his prestidigitation cantrip and try and copy it.
Okay. So, do you have a candle out or something along the lines?
Yes, yeah, I'll take out a candle.
Okay.
Watch him, try and get him to magically light it, and then try and watch how he does it.
Griff, will you comply?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just like wave of a hand and it ignites and then snaps his fingers and out it goes.
All right. And Tom?
Tom's gonna keep encouraging him to do it and try and do it himself as well.
Okay. After about 5 times of Griff doing this, Tom, you try it, and there is a flame that appears. And once you wave your hand again, it disappears. And you'll
Griff just grins at him. He says, piece of cake, right?
That's so awesome. That's really awesome.
It's kind of my favorite.
Oh, I'm so excited now.
I know. There's other things we can do. I'll show you.
Okay.
While they're playing, if she can, Leandra will drop behind Tom and Griff.
Okay. Yeah,
And
they're both pretty infatuated with this, so you can do that.
That's what I'm thinking. And she's doing things like transforming into like a possum and a squirrel and all kinds of 0 level things, but trying to stay behind Tom.
Nice.
Just trying her 0 levels out.
Nice.
Can I be kind of... Oops.
Oh.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can I be kind of in the back where this group is, just kind of watching and just kind of grin, because she kind of gets an idea like what Leandra's purposely trying to do, and she just thinks it's hilarious.
Okay. Would you hang out in front of them? Would you be behind with Leandra?
If she doesn't mind, like kind of be like next to her, you know, like just to one side, just kind of watch it, because this is cool and interesting, because never seen anybody like do that before.
That's Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Tom, as you are just enjoying your candle lighting skills, there's a menagerie of animals happening behind you. And you don't notice a thing. Okay. As everybody steps out into the riverbed where the door leads, there's a little bit of concern because it's been raining for a while. And the water is starting to rise. Right now, it's only about ankle deep. But there is a little bit of concern from some of the people. How does Leandra react to this?
So the water's starting to rise. Is it dangerous levels at this point?
No, it's only about ankle high. Like it's not. It's enough to cover your shoe completely.
She's fine.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. No.
Okay.
I was trying to think. Give me a something that likes water.
Otter.
Anything. Otter, yeah.
I'm trying to think of the things that don't have the swim speed that you have to be careful with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Dogs like water.
Golden retriever.
A golden retriever.
While she's doing that, because I actually wrote down to ask about this last week, Griffo's going to walk up to one of these people that looks a little concerned and just ask them, is there supposed to be more or something than this? Or is that, like, what's weird about this exactly?
More what?
Of the water. People seem confused or something.
Well, it's a riverbed.
So this is fine? You guys, I'm just wondering why everybody was talking about it, that's all.
I just don't want to step in the mud.
Fair enough. Tell you what, when we get out the other side, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
He just smiles.
Everybody starts climbing through the water. One woman slips and gets completely covered in mud. And is just upset about it. As everybody climbs their way out of this riverbed and starts to cross over the bridge that goes into Rose Lake. Griff, you have your chance.
He's just going to start casting prestidigitation to start cleaning everybody off.
One
We can do that?
Yep. Yep, and he looks right at you. And just,
Tom's gonna take out the flower that he got in the first session and use it as like an arcane focus and also help a little bit with the cleaning up.
Nice. All right, Griffin Tom's dry cleaning service. All right, as you guys start making your way into town, you notice that the streets are still pretty gory. There has been quite a bit of the blood is kind of being washed away with the rain, but the bloodstains are still remaining. As you guys approach the inn, you notice that there are more of these green-hooded men carrying those lizard creatures and spider creatures off to the side of town. And the rose, the giant rock formation that was the rose, is still blocking the entrance to the inn. So to get in, you'll have to go through the back, where Budrum was cut last time. So, what do you guys want to do?
yeah, Griff will just follow.
Yeah, we'll march to the back.
Okay. All right, as you guys enter into the tavern, it's a very different scene than there was last time. There are more people here now. And a plane.
Oh my god. Leandra changed again.
Technomancer.
Really fast.
As the inn is now packed with people, and the bar is functional right now. And behind the bar, you see Mary, the old innkeeper, and Gobi, and they're both passing out food that they're getting from the door in the back. Leandra, as you walk in, you notice that Jami and Janelle are in this first room. I think I got those names right.
Yes, I think you did.
So, Jami is kind of walking around and appraising the inn, and is writing something down on a piece of paper. And Janelle is attending to some people who have some wounds over in the corner. She's got this little infirmary area set up.
Gotcha. She'll walk over to Jami first.
Okay.
What you doing?
She shows you a book that has a pretty accurate drawing of what the inn used to look like. And she says, I'm trying to make plans for them to be built.
Oh, very good.
I'm doing my part.
I appreciate it. Give me an idea of how much you think it'll cost.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do.
She wrinkles her nose. You should bathe.
Yes, well. I'll add it to my list of things to do.
But don't worry, I've already taken stock of the bathhouse, and they'll be getting that cleaned up soon.
Oh, good. I call dibs.
Maggie's looking for you.
Okay,
She's worried sick.
I'll find her. On the way to looking around, she'll stop over at Janelle.
All right. As Janelle is wrapping someone's ankle with a bandage, she looks up at you and stops wrapping and quickly jumps up to give you a hug. Oh, I'm so glad you're okay.
She'll hug her back. Me too. You would not believe the day it's been. Well, maybe you would. She looks around.
Yeah, it's nuts around here. There are still people coming in, people who survived from all over the city.
Oh my gosh.
This is our safe haven for the night.
A lot of injuries. She's looking around.
Yeah, there are a lot. Some people can do some healing stuff. There's this, they can heal people.
Yes.
And they've done that, but now they need to rest before they can do it again.
I have an idea. I might be able to help.
Okay. Anything you could do.
Eric, would you let me... I meant to tell you at the beginning of this. Would you let me switch Enhance ability for Healing Spirit?
Yep.
Alright. She will cast Healing Spirit. And it'll form as a... It just looks like a pretty white dog. Like a white Newfoundland.
Okay.
And she'll start it out right where the group of people that Janelle's working on are.
Okay.
And...
The person who was getting their ankle wrapped shakes off the bandage as the dog comes near. And she stands up and she jumps a couple of times. I'm okay.
Oh, good. It works.
And Janelle looks at you. What is this?
I will tell you all about it later. For now, I don't think she stays long, and so she sends the dog walking among the people.
Okay.
Because it stays for a minute, anyone within range.
Sure.
So she just starts sending people. It heals 1d6 at a time.
Yeah.
I'll even let it heal Leandra's hurt too. So.
Okay.
Let it heal her as well. Anyone else want to join in?
Anybody else could just walk over to this dog, and you guys will be healed for all of your hit points.
Yep, Griff
Yeah.
is going to do
Sure,
that.
why not?
I will just watch this because I am not injured, but this looks totally awesome.
I'll walk over. I don't know if I am or not. But...
All right. Rowan, what is your initial emotional reaction when you see this dog healing people?
Like just staring, like what, like this is something like unheard of, but also like really cool because she can like help people and stuff.
Okay.
Like she like magic is still like this new thing, so she's trying to get used to like what everyone can do, and it's kind of like all like a lot to take in at the moment.
Okay. As you're making this observance about this dog that's walking around, people start to crowd closer to you, Rowan. And they are getting kind of close, kind of in your personal space. But they're just as they get closer to you, they're like, "Oh, it's so nice."
Do I still like step backwards because there's like people, like too many people, like like this is like not so nice anymore.
As you step away and you kind of start moving toward the safety of the people that you've been with for a while, you step closer to Griff and Talon. And as Rowan gets closer to you guys, you notice there's a warmth emanating from her. It feels like you are standing next to a fireplace.
Griff will glance over.
Rowan seems completely unaware.
Griff will glance at people, then glance back at her.
Say, she probably has no idea.
She's like, they're right. You know, it is kind of nice.
Very odd.
The people start moving toward Rowan again.
Just turn it off. I think they'll go.
Come back!
Yeah, just turn it off and they'll go.
Turn what off? I'm just standing here like everyone else. What?
But you're like warm.
It's like you're emanating heat.
She's a hottie.
Oh boy.
Maybe she
really
becomes
hot right
McSteamy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how. I didn't realize anything was on. This is
a woman reaches out.
Like I was saying, weird magic stuff just happens.
A woman reaches out and grabs your arm and pulls you closer to the crowd. Make a dex save.
We have a mob on our hands in a minute.
All right, where is my? No, I don't want to do 100. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
As she pulls you in, she says, "Please, it's so cold and wet."
Wow. I rolled a 2 plus my 3 makes a 5.
All right. You get pulled into the crowd. And as you do, you hear someone around from behind you. All right, give her some space. Come on. And Malik comes and he's kind of pushing people away from you. He says, "We'll have a fire going soon enough. Everybody chill out. Come on."
She looks at him like gratefully, like, "Thank you." Like, this is getting weird.
He just pats you on the back and he says, "Maybe go over there and stay close to the people who can, keep an eye on you." He points over to where Budrum is sitting.
Is there a fireplace in here?
There is a fireplace, but it was destroyed. So there are a group of people over there right now kind of clearing it away.
Okay.
And there's one person trying to mend it, casting the mending cantrip.
Fair enough.
But it's taking quite a while to get all the pieces in the right place.
All right, Griff will go over there and just kind of help. You can't
Okay.
really do anything other than manual labor, but he'll just offer.
So, where's Budrum at right now?
Budrum would be out the back of the tavern, waiting for everyone. He's ready to leave for Oakheart. He's just smoking his pipe out the back door.
Oh, jeez. Budrum's like, fucking long rest.
He wants to leave.
He wants to leave right away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then we'll say that Malik wasn't pointing at Budrum. He was pointing over in the direction of where Leandra was.
Cool.
Okay. What is Onyx doing right now?
Onyx is looking around the room and seeing, all of the people who were injured and then who had just been healed by Leandra, and he sort of makes eye contact with all of the group members, and his face takes on I guess a look as if he's just made a decision, and he nods, and then he pretty much shouts. I guess I don't know if he shouts, but he, tells everyone, because they're all kind of, like huddled together, or they're all like standing together.
Except for Budrum.
Yeah, so he tells them his real name, which is the same name that most have suspected. but he comes to the realization that this group is good people and shouldn't have to worry so much. So he tells the group his name. Fine.
Tom is shocked. He had no idea.
You hear one woman in the crowd, and it's Tom. Okay.
Leander will ask L'Ariel the same question she asked Talon. Do you know why you're on this warrant?
Yes, I know why, and it's a long story. But to make it short, I'm wanted by an evil king who killed my parents, and he wishes my death as well. So I'm on the run.
Leandra looks surprised and dismayed.
So you're a prince then, eh?
Not exactly. No. The king is evil, but he's not. He killed my mom and my dad, pretty much, and so I'm on the run from the evil king. So I'm not really royalty or anything.
My mistake.
Why did he kill them?
Well, I don't know how far do I go into this. Like,
that's up to you.
Okay, so so my dad was pretty much the king's right-hand man, and he was trying to figure out a way to steal back a lot of the wealth of my hometown that the king had stolen. And the king figured out his plan and put him to death. And then he also captured my mother and put out a warrant for me.
It sounds like your father was trying to make things right.
Yeah, he was a good man. Or elf, I guess.
Well, elves, well.
Rowan, this story sounds somewhat familiar. You've kind of heard bits and pieces of a story that sound very similar to this.
I will say such to everyone to avoid repetition.
Let's see. You have heard bits and pieces of this story relating to the leader of the group that you've been working with. If that helps.
Oh, so wait, this person he was talking about sounds like the person that she knows?
Yep.
Oh crap. That's not good. And yeah, she will say that that sounds. I've heard bits and pieces of this story. It sounds like let's see. And I'm trying to remember said person's name, and I'd have to look at the notes that you sent me because I can't remember.
Obsidian.
Okay. Yes. That wait. I'm trying to figure out just how much to reveal to them here.
So you've told your story and it's left Rowan flabbergasted.
Yeah. Cuz this is news to her and to like me, so I'm going, wait, what? Yeah, this is like surprise. And yeah. Yeah, this sounds so I was working with before I left and came here. I was with a group for a while, led by somebody named Obsidian. Is this the same? This sounds like the same person? Wait, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I'm like totally botching this because this is like Revelation, and I'm going, holy crap!
Yes, Obsidian was my father. What were you doing with him? What kind of work?
We weren't the well, I guess technically let's see. I haven't looked at notes for a while, so I'm going by I'm going by vague memory of this.
Just make it up as you go.
So I guess you'd call us. I guess if you needed a definition for it would sort of be a thieves guild, but it wasn't like the real go and kill people sort of thieves guild. It was more the we're trying to help the less fortunate. I know there's like Our Lady Thieves guilds that do that, but that was sort of his English. Yes, English is difficult. that was sort of his motto, I guess. And he was always decent for us. I'm sorry that he was lost. I did not know that had happened to him. I hadn't seen them in quite a while, so this was news to me.
Rowan, you've also heard rumors in the underbelly of the towns that you've been to that Obsidian actually is still alive.
What?
Yes.
But he is being held.
Rephrasing, because yes. um, uh, I actually during my travels about, I've heard that he that that your father is being hidden. I don't know if he's actually dead.
Where did you hear this from?
You think he is still being held in the dungeons of Eldrin?
I will relay this to him.
Okay.
I was going to say insert names of towns she's passed through here.
Copy paste.
I don't. Wait. Would she know how far that is from here? Is that like a known?
It's pretty far away, and Onyx knows where it is as well.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, I don't know. I've heard that that's where he's being hidden. That's of course it's rumors. You know what they say about rumors. That's why they're called rumors, because we're not sure how truthful they are. But for your sake, I hope he is still alive.
So Onyx will thank her, for the information, and now I guess he has something to really think about.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's kind of around here, right?
Yep, everybody but Budrum.
Okay, so Griff will just kind of look around like, so we gonna go get him or what? I mean, I know they're just rumors, but so was people turning into cats and things.
I think we should.
People turning into cats is still rumors. You're not gonna fool me with that.
That is going to be such a running gag for this game.
Oh, Tom.
You should turn into a fish just to fuck with him and his nickname.
I can't yet.
Oh, really? That kind of sucks.
Can't have a swimming speed or a flying speed.
Oh, so just land creatures. I think we should go after him at some point. I mean, I did work for the man, and he's your father. So, I mean, I'm sort of invested in this too. I mean, for different obvious reasons, but
I say sooner rather than later before the king can do something we can't fix.
A good point.
So, Onyx and Rowan, you guys know that this town, Eldrin, is going to be approximately a 2-month journey on foot.
Okay.
Whoa.
You guys are pretty far.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was the point of running away.
Money, I think. Maybe some horses. But I don't have the funds for that. But yeah, horses would be cheaper than walking all the bloody way.
Onyx, you're like, I just got here. Right? You guys want me to go back?
I think he'll like he thinks that yeah, of course he wants to go back and he wants to see if the rumors are true, but he also needs time to find himself, and he also needs to find out what he can do before he goes back and pretty much picks a fight with a king and his army.
Oh, hi, doggy.
Did Onyx share that with the rest of us, or is that just something he's thinking?
I guess I should probably put that in character. So I really appreciate you all, putting your lives on the line for me and my family. But I still need time to find out what I'm capable of and what I can do to help save my mother, who I know is alive, and if my father is alive, him as well. I don't want to go back and kind of just run back there and and get captured, or have you all come into harm and be captured. You know. So I think that we should wait for a little bit, I guess, or
it's going to take us quite a bit of time to get there. So I mean,
yeah,
you can have time on the way, and we can. Well, I'm not sure how much of help we can be, but I mean, anything I can do to help, I'll certainly try. And it's going to take us like a couple of months walking to get there, so that sounds like quite a bit of time to me if you're talking about time there.
Is Oakhart on the way?
Oakhart is kind of on the way. It is to the north in the same general direction, but the Eldrin, the city that they're trying to go to, is more to the northwest.
Ah, okay. So we can head for
comparison. Yeah, in comparison, Oakhart is about a 2.5 day journey from here.
Gotcha.
Oh wow! So like super close, pretty much.
Yeah.
That would be a better option.
Tom is going to go outside and find Budrum.
Okay. Budrum, what are you doing when Tom finds you?
Budrum's just hanging out at the back, sitting on a box, smoking his pipe, minding his own business.
What you doing out here, bud?
Not much in the mood for a crowd, so just minding my own business. Are we going?
I think we might be staying here for a bit.
Okay.
Want to make sure these folks are okay.
Sure, I'll wait out here.
Holler really loud if there's trouble.
I'll come crashing through the fucking wall with my hammer.
Budrum, as you stare out toward the lake at this time, you see that the sun is already going down, and the clouds in the sky are pretty much occluding it completely. So it's just gray and getting darker.
Budrum will go in and sort of walk straight to the bar and shout up to Mary, "I want a room."
Could you talk to Gobi? I have my hands full. And she's handing out food to everybody.
He turns around to Gobi. "Gobi shite, room, now."
3 copper.
He throws 5 copper and grabs
Sucker.
the key. And Budrum goes straight up to his room.
Okay. Budrum, you got the key for one of the rooms at the very top level. So you got one of the super fancy rooms.
Is exhausted and angry when he gets to the top. Fucking
It's a
Gobi
fancier
shit.
bed than you've ever slept in, though.
Ooh. And he gets out the tea set and he's cleaning it off, having a look. So, oh yeah, you're a beauty.
A beauty.
All right. What about the rest of you? Are you guys going to stay up? Do you have anything else you want to say to each other?
Leander will go find Maggie.
Okay. As you look around the bar, you can't find Maggie in this room. And as you walk up to the bar and you ask Mary and give her a vague description, she says, "Oh, yes, back here." And she kind of motions for you to come around the bar.
To come around the bar. Is she cooking for you?
Well, you know it.
She's good. All right.
It's the best.
Yay. I'm glad to be of help. Looking around at all the bull.
I'm sure she wanted to see you, though.
Yeah, I'll go see her.
As you walk into the kitchen, Maggie is back there, and she's yelling out orders to all these other women in the room. And Trav actually has made his way back here, and he is clumsily trying to put food together, and she's kind of giving him a hard time. No, not like that. You're such a twit. What are you doing here? I just wanted to help.
And she'll come over and hug Maggie.
Oh, Leandra. I'm so glad you're alive.
Me too. And she'll hug her, and I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, somehow.
Thank you for helping all these people.
It was exhilarating.
Good.
To kill those things, to see the life leave their eyes is... She nudges you in the shoulder. I'm just kidding. It was very interesting, though.
Sounding a little bloodthirsty there, Maggie.
She flips one of the knives in her hands. Oh, you know.
And be nice to Trav. He's trying to help.
Yeah, he can help outside at the bar.
Fair enough.
I only have the most fit in my kitchen.
Does that mean I have to leave too?
I'm sorry to say, but yes.
I know. And she'll reach over and snatch like a pastry or meat pie or something, that.
Okay. Initially, when you reach over, you grab a very sad salad that Trav put together.
No, not that. Yeah, go outside. She gives Trav a shove.
You reach back and you grab a meat pie.
Yay. Thank you. Let me know if you need anything, Maggie.
Sure thing.
She will take her meat pie and head out into the main area. But she's probably going to go get her room, too.
Okay.
And for all of them, because she's tired.
Okay. Boodram, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still wearing the blue ribbon that Maggie put on you?
Yeah, I guess he is. I guess he never took it off.
Okay. Just something to remember for next time.
Oh dear.
All right. As you go and grab some keys from Gobi, he spots you and he says, "Ah, the fair maiden."
Ha. Can we have rooms?
Yeah, sure. He tosses over a few keys your way.
You
Thank
bastard.
you. She'll snatch. She'll make a donation to the inn before she leaves. For now, she'll just take the keys.
Okay. Anybody else?
What do you guys say about buddying up so we're not alone in case man spiders attack us? I'm not afraid, but I thought maybe.
I'm not afraid of the dark.
I like that plan. But I don't trust Boodram because he has a thing for animals, so can I? Rowan, want to join us?
Yes, please. If you don't mind.
Perfect.
Okay,
Oh,
so
all
who's
the
going to
women
be in...
in one room, all the guys in the other room? There we go.
No, that's not fair. I don't know.
Is it just going to be Leandra, Rowan, and the girls?
It could. I mean, I'd be happy to take more people. That's fine.
Okay. So who wants to bunker up with Leandra and Rowan?
Griff will go wherever there's a spot. He's not
Okay. There are plenty of rooms in the inn, so if you wanted to have your own rooms, you can.
I think comfort is a good thing.
Onyx wants to talk to Roland more, but I don't know about bunking up. But he wants to talk to her more and get to know
It
her.
doesn't have to be like that. Come on.
So I think
Kind of, I will really, come on.
I think Onyx will stay in his own room, like good person.
Okay.
Tom might try and hang out with Griff so he can practice prestidigitating.
I Absolutely. I'll show them how
That's a
to
verb.
make people's clothes stink.
Yeah.
Do you want to bunk together, or we could prestidigitate?
Is that what call it now?
Good time to be on headphones.
Are you having too much fun over there?
Sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
What's Talon up to?
Yeah,
what's Talon got going on?
I will. It seems like everybody's bunked up. I'll have my own room.
Okay.
Definitely not staying with Bertram.
Well, nobody has. Budrum already took.
Oh, that's true.
Budrum already took his tea set, and he's having a solo room time.
I'm having a little tea party up there.
Yeah, Talon will just take his own room.
Okay. So Talon, Budrum, and Onyx all have their own rooms. Griff, Tom, are you guys bunking with Leandra and Rowan?
I don't really care either way.
I imagine
I'm gonna follow Griff.
Yeah, casting spells all night, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay, you guys can do that.
Yep. That's fine.
Leandra will be shapeshifting all night, so it's.
Okay.
She
Make
will.
sure that Tom can't see because
Oh, that's true. So when they're particularly engrossed, and she will learn, of course, that when she changes into something greater than CR0, it tires her out a bit, right? So she
Yeah,
only
takes some energy.
Yeah. But then she'll sit and rest for a while and then get recharged and do it all over again.
Okay. So, any more conversations you guys want to have before bed? We all set?
The only thing that I'm going to do, as everybody in our room is like laying down and starting to fall asleep, I'm going to... Where'd you go, thing? I'm just going to kind of wave a hand, and on the foot of Leandra's bed, a small-ish, foot-long, maybe lizard-looking type creature is going to appear there. And it's just going to slowly start crawling up the bed until she notices, and then it's going to disappear in a puff of like.
Okay.
And I'm trying to move. I've got like one eye just barely cracked open.
Okay.
She's looking around trying to find the culprit, but probably can. That's. Leandra will. Maybe if she can find a time when Griff is sleeping and she's awake, she'll put a note on his pillow.
Okay.
He's
And
a
Griff
super
also-
heavy sleeper, so.
Okay, so I'll send you the text of that note later.
Okay.
All right. As everybody settles in for the night, and of suddenly appearing lizards aside, everybody is kind of settling it down. You guys get a pretty decent night's rest. It's kind of in the middle of the night. Onyx, you feel something at the foot of your bed.
But I wouldn't be sleeping anyway, right? I'd be meditating.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
So you feel something. You're meditating. We're just going to say you're meditating on your bed. You feel something at the end of it.
All right. So I guess I go and look and see what I'm feeling.
Okay. As you crack your eyes open, a small boy sits at the end of your bed, and he's looking down at the floor. And you recognize this to be the little boy who you found dead at the edge of the lake.
Oh. So I guess Onyx would, like become fully alert because he's like, what the heck? And then he would say, "What are you doing here, boy?"
He looks. You draw his attention, and he makes eye contact with you. And you see his mouth move, but you can't hear him say anything. and then he's gone. And at the edge of your bed, there is 50 gold.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess I would reach out and take the gold.
All right. You're cursed.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
That reminds me. There was I was supposed to be splitting up 100 gold.
Oh, wow.
Party.
That's true.
Does
rest of you-
Onyx remember to do that, though?
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone said, "Oh, we won't forget."
As the rest of you wake up in the morning, all rested and ready to go for the next day, a similar thing plays out. You all find 50 gold at the end of your bed.
Griff's gonna scoop his up real quick.
Okay.
Yep. Like grabbing
Budrum.
it, putting it away, like, this is mine.
Budrum, yours is at the end of your bed in a teacup.
Budrum will pack up his stuff, pick up the teacup, bring it down. Is Malik in the tavern?
Yes, he is.
Budrum will go up to him and give him the 50 gold and say, "A donation for your people."
You know, this is a lot of money. Are you sure?
Budrum just walks away.
Okay.
Is anyone missing teeth? I think the tooth fairy came last night.
All right.
Oh, and Griff grabs the note too, just to point that out.
Okay.
And I'll get you that text in a bit. And Leandra will... Why is there money at the foot of my bed? Why? That doesn't make sense.
Everybody ignores you, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm not going to be turning down free money.
She will
really
take it, and then in the morning she will probably give it to Mary
Okay.
and say, do what you can for the inn and the people.
Oh. This will cover. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I point out that before Leandra came down, Budrum went into the kitchen and said, "I want 10 rashers of bacon, 5 eggs, 6 potatoes." The Baroness said it's on her. 5 cups of your finest juice.
Maggie wheels around with the cleaver. You'll get what I give.
Budrum runs away. Not this again.
Alright. Budrum, when your food comes out, you have 2 pieces of bacon, 2 eggs, and a glass of orange juice.
Budrum mumbles and chews on the bacon.
Oh, it tastes good. It's the best bacon you've ever had.
Nice.
All right. Anybody else coming down? Everybody.
Talon does.
Okay.
Tom comes down.
Griff as well.
Okay.
Yep. Get dressed, have breakfast.
Okay.
That's all right.
As you all come down and get your breakfast for the day, you guys are all kind of sitting around each other. You found one table kind of off in the corner, which has 8 chairs around it, so there's an empty chair there. But it's kind of at the end of the table. No one really pays that much mind to it. And you all take time to plan where you want to go. What's next?
Where did you say it was like 2.5 days travel?
That's Oakart.
I guess I would. I guess I would ask Leandra what's in Oakhart, because she would know, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big city, and or a big town anyway, and it isn't from this world. Maybe they that can help us understand what happened. I don't know. I have no idea why we came here, why it was just uprooted and brought here. But we should find out, because I think it might be tied into everything that's happening here. And she gestures around, to encompass Rose Lake.
Well, I think we should head to Oakhart.
I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never seen a town full of extraterrestrials. That's the thing I don't want to pass on.
We look pretty normal.
Well,
when we're not shapeshifting.
Mary walks up as you say this, as we're not shapeshifting. And she sets down your orange juice in front of you. And she says, "Are you touched by whatever's happening here?"
I don't know. In my world, this would have been normal, but I think here it's not.
This would have been normal.
Well, if you studied with druids, you would learn to do these things. If you studied with wizards, you would learn to do the things they do. Like that.
So all of this magic, like the dog yesterday, that's commonplace in your world?
Yes.
In your hometown?
Yes.
Seems like everybody could stand to learn a few things from visiting.
I think so.
Huh. Gobi, I think we've got a place to visit. She walks away.
Oh, good.
Yay!
Yay!
Boudreaux will stare at Griff intently and then ask him the very serious question, "Are you going to eat all of that? You sure you don't want some help?"
Griff will glance down at like the 3 pieces of bacon on the plate. He'll pick one up and he said, this one's for me, this one is for somebody else, and you can have the rest. How about that?
Boudreaux jumps onto the table and grabs the plate.
And Griff's going to put one of those pieces of bacon in his pocket.
Okay.
So
And
Bertram
act like it's
eats
no
like
big deal.
the animals that he covets.
Boudreaux doesn't even hear you. He's so fixated.
Poor Boudreaux. And Leander will go into the kitchen. Maggie, are you starving the dwarf?
No, he gets what I give.
Can I bring him a little more?
Fine. Growing boy's got to eat.
Absolutely.
She'll,
And besides, he's still wearing the ribbon you gave him.
I want it back.
Well, you'll have to ask him yourself.
Okay. So, because I don't know this part, what was Maggie's initial, what was her point in the ribbon?
She just hadn't spent much time up close with the dwarf, and she's just like, "Oh, look, I did it. I was here." Right? Like,
Okay.
she's
It's not special anymore. I want it back.
right. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Would you check on the baths? I would love a bath.
Sure.
Okay.
I should go look.
As you walk out of the kitchen and start heading toward the main door, you see that Malik is talking to Zared.
Ah. she'll walk over to the two of them and try and hear what they're talking about.
Okay.
Griff is not
as you
going
approach.
away.
Griff is staying far away.
Yep.
As you approach, Zared says, "Yes, I do believe it's all clean now, and the repairs are minimal there. It seemed that they were able to barricade." Very good, very good. All right, then the bathhouses are open for business.
Oh, good. We lay claim. We want some.
Of course, for the heroes of Roselink. Anything.
Thank you. There are a lot of people who've worked hard, though, and she looks to Zared.
He bows to Leandra.
Just so you know, I think we're going back to Oakheart in a bit.
Are you?
Yes.
Would you say hello to my mother?
I will. If you want, you can write a letter and I'll bring it to her.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay.
When are you leaving?
I don't know. Maybe as soon as after breakfast, so...
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think we're gonna take baths and it might take the rest of the day, but I don't know. The group seems a little... impulsive? Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Zared, do you know anything about a guy called Danny McNeil?
He looks in your direction.
Tom just completely interrupted the conversation about people being impulsive.
Excuse me, I don't believe we've met before.
He's a friend of mine. That's Tom. Tom Zared.
Right. Well, I'm sure there are many McNeils in the world. I don't think I've met Daniel.
That's not quite what I asked, though. I asked if you knew about him.
I'm sorry, I believe I've answered your question.
Griff is
sneaky fella.
Discreetly going to try to use his favorite spell again and prestidigitate the very strong scent of urine from our new friend over here.
As Zared smells it, he wrinkles his nose and he looks directly at Tom. Disgusting.
Tom is going to prestidigitate, turn his clothes, turn Zared's clothes a little bit soiled, and make his pants a little wet.
Leander's going to round up the girls and we're going to go take baths while the guys have their pissing contest.
Literally.
And I think, Onyx sees what's going on, and since he feels like he's more part of the group now, he casts Mage Hand and slaps Zared across
Can Rowan come along with the other women? Because this other thing
Sure.
just looks like no thank you. I'm not joining
Absolutely.
this. I'm going to take a freaking bath, man. Come on, I'm leaving these guys crazy.
Yes, let's go take baths.
Talon just shakes his head and watches, but does not participate.
The nerve of you people. And he walks over to you, Talon, and he says, "Come, we must do some training so you can travel with these beasts and keep
I don't
everybody
know why I even fell in
safe."
with it.
Budrum grabs it.
Talon gets up and follows him.
Okay. He is
Bye.
going to lead you out into the woods, where you guys will just do some rangery stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So, Leandra and Rowan and the ladies all go into this bathhouse. It's a very large and lavish bathhouse. There are the building is a large domed building, and there are holes in the top of the building that will allow the rainwater that falls almost daily here to drain into a basin inside of the building, which will then overflow onto a large rock structure in the center and create a waterfall effect.
Oh, nice.
The baths themselves are kind of laid out in a clock-like fashion around the room. There are multiple different chambers, some small, some large, where you can go in and either take a solo bath or a community bath, depending on how you feel. And they are the baths themselves are these sort of basin-like structures that sit in the ground. And as you step in, and you can pull a chain, and the water begins to pour. And there are these soaps around. You can kind of pick your scent. And so, because you are in Rose Lake, you have the option to have all the different flowery scents. You have like a lavender, a chamomile, a rose, any kind of scent you would like. It's very over the top.
Lavender.
Okay.
Bet Johnny goes for rose.
Okay.
And I think we just take tubs that are all kind of grouped close enough together so we can chit chat and.
Yep, that works.
All right. As you guys finish up your baths and you feel much better, a lot cleaner, you guys can head back to the inn, or you can walk around town, whatever you guys would like to do.
Leander would like to walk around town because one of the reasons she came here is to try and understand another city in this world. And you know, she of course heard strange things are happening, and of course, unfortunately, some very awful things have happened. But she's going to walk around town and just see how things are and lend a hand where she can. I suppose it'll mean she gets dirty all over again if she's helping, but then she can take another of those baths. So
okay.
I'll hang around too, assuming the girls don't mind if Skagler, because I don't know if the guys are done with their antics yet.
Okay. As you guys and the other you guys in the tavern, if you'd like, you guys can also walk around town if you wish, or you could just hang out in the tavern.
Griff's just going to do whatever everybody's doing. He doesn't really have anywhere to go or anything else to do, so just hang out.
Tom is going to go out and try and buy some like tools of various kinds, like various knives and chisels or very small tools.
Okay. So, Tom, as you're walking around the town, you notice that a lot of it is still in disarray. Everything just happened yesterday, and there doesn't appear to be any shops that are open for business today. It seems like all hands are on deck trying to repair the buildings around. As you are walking through the town, you do end up coming upon the ladies as they are taking their stroll through town as well. And you guys make your way to the east side of town, where there is a large stone building that is kind of open to the world at this point. As you look in, it looks like a giant auditorium. It kind of sinks down into the ground, and there are just row upon row of seats and a large stage at the front. And you see that there are people cleaning up the stage area. And there are a couple of people out front where the opening is, and they're kind of talking. You can, as you walk by, you hear them say, "It's a lot of glass to try to mend. I don't know how we're going to do that." And there, as you look, there are shards of glass everywhere. You can imagine that this opening is the opening where you guys are standing was once just a large, very large glass wall before everything happened. The woman that you see talking to one of the hooded watchmen is actually the mother of the young girl you guys rescued that Griffin snatched from the from the lake. And the little girl is kind of walking around, just kind of just staring at everything that she's seeing, and is really taking it all in. So, do you guys want to do anything here?
Landra will walk over to the woman.
Okay.
She's trying to, again, first coming up, seeing if she can figure out what they're talking about. But if she can lend a hand here, she will.
Okay. You can see that the woman is just trying to figure out. She's telling this man, I know you can do some Mendy magic-y stuff. I just don't think that we can get all of these glass pieces in the right place to mend it. You see, it's a lot. Yeah, I see what you mean, but it's my orders. I'm supposed to do this.
Is there a way, I don't know, can you puzzle it out by looking at the pieces to see where they might go? Probably not, but you know.
As you look, it just looks like there are just shards of glass everywhere. There's absolutely no way you're going to make this happen.
Right.
The little girl looks up as Leandra is approaching, and she spots Rowan. She's making her way over to Rowan right now. She's kind of hesitant as she's walking towards you, Rowan. What do you do?
She'll just kind of smile, like encourage her to come closer if she wants to. But it's kind of watching, like, what is going on?
As she gets closer to you, she points at your face, and in your mind you hear, "Can you help?" She reaches out to grab your hand.
Okay, I will come and see what she wants.
Okay.
Because, yeah, weird magic stuff happens. Why not? See if something actually useful is going to happen for a change.
As she grabs your hand, you feel a charge of something pulse up your arm. And make a Constitution save for me.
Unlock. Alright. That would be. Wow. 8?
Okay.
My dice
Leandra,
hate me.
as you are looking at the mess around you, all the pieces start to move and quickly move into place.
Oh, wow.
They all kind of stack up in front of this building, creating this mosaic of glass where you can clearly see all of the lines. And in a flash, all of the pieces are fused together. And the glass building is there again. As you look back to Rowan, you see Rowan is on the ground, passed out, and the little girl is holding her hand.
She'll run over to Rowan and the little girl. What happened?
The little girl just looks at you. She doesn't say anything.
I think the little girl can talk.
I think you're right. And she'll kneel down beside Rowan. Is she okay? She looks her over.
Tom, do you want to help?
Yeah, I'll see if she's injured at all first.
Okay. Make a medicine check.
Just one moment.
As the ambulance drive by.
Right.
That's my place.
That's Leandra turning into a fire truck.
Yeah. No, wait a minute. That would be cool.
So that's a 14 minus 1 is 13.
All right. As you look at Rowan, she has a small scrape on her cheek where she fell and hit her face. But other than that, she seems fine. Her pulse is normal. It's a little fast, but based on what you just saw happen, you can kind of imagine why.
Yep.
And other than that, she seems fine. She's just kind of conked out right now.
Tom's gonna fireman carry her
Okay.
without trying to wake her up.
Leandra, the woman walks over to you. How did this happen?
I don't know. Your little girl was holding her hand. And she... I don't know. She says... She points at Rowan. She says that unusual magical things happen around her. I don't know.
This is the second time that something strange has happened with Ellie and you people. I am grateful that the Oculus Theater is now back in working order, but I think I would appreciate it if you guys stayed away.
We're trying to do our best to help.
I understand. It's just that you were around when my son died, and now all of these crazy things are happening with my daughter, and I don't want to take chances.
I understand. We don't wish any harm to your daughter. Do understand, though, that sometimes things are just fated in ways that I don't even understand.
She gives you a slight nod, and she says, I'm sorry. I just don't know what else to do.
I know.
Invite her with us.
Leandra thinks about it. Her charisma's not super high, but she says, you know, you could come with us. We're hoping to find answers. And it might be something you could learn about your daughter that would help you understand what's happening.
I can appreciate the offer, though after what happened here, those things could be out there. She kind of points in the general direction of the exit from town.
They could be. That's one of the things we need to find out.
I wish you well, but I do not wish to be there when you find out.
All right.
If you find safety, though, send word.
I will. Be careful.
Thank you. And she grabs her daughter's hand, and they walk into the theater.
Okay, and she will follow Tom, letting him do all the heavy lifting.
All right. Back at the inn. Talon, you've returned from your lesson. You've learned a few new things about how to strike just at the right moments and how to spot different features of different creatures.
Okay.
And all right. You guys can leave Oakheart if you wish, or leave to Oakheart if you wish, or you can stay here. It's about noon right now.
I want to head out.
I think it's time to go.
Let's go.
Onyx looks longfully towards the bathhouse, and then trails along with the rest of them.
He missed his chance.
Don't worry there, buddy. We'll get a nice river and bathe in that.
And then they can prestidigitate little flowery scents on you guys, right?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Just the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Bertram can bet a duck.
Oh, wow. I don't know what that does for the group.
All right, as you guys exit Rose Lake, you see ahead of you a ton of rolling hills covered in grass. And there are trees that kind of dot the landscape in front of you. As you crest over the first hill, in the far distance, you can see a wooded area. And that's the direction you are headed.
Okay.
So, we will go just for a little bit longer. It's about time. As you guys are walking through this range of hills, actually, let's see.
Hopefully somebody remembered to go and grab all my stuff, because, yeah.
We'll assume you guys went back to grab everything.
Carrying me, and I'm like still unconscious.
Oh, that's right.
Oops, sorry, we forgot your stuff.
Let's back up a little bit. Everybody goes back to the inn. Rewind. Rowan, you wake up. Boom. All right, now we're back outside.
Yay. Like, poor Tom has to carry her like 10 miles. Dead weight.
Well, he said you woke up. He didn't say I dropped you.
Well, yeah. Wait, what? Why are you carrying me? Can you put me down, please?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Kind of stares at everybody like, what the heck happened? Like, his last thing she knew. Yeah, what?
You put
Tom
all that
stares back at her, just equally confused.
I think you put all the glass back together. That little girl took your hand, and then all the glass sort of reunited itself, and then you collapsed. Oh, and she looks at all the group, and we've been advised to stay away from that little girl. Her mom thinks that bad things happen when we're around.
Well, the glass getting put together was cool, but I don't want to be passing out all the time either. But she spoke to me in my head and asked if I could help, so I wanted to try and see if I could do something besides shoot bubbles at things and have cheese stuck in my hand everywhere.
Well, I think you helped.
So, yeah, but now her mother doesn't want us to have anything to well, it kind of helps if we're leaving, but hopefully she'll find some answers somewhere. Maybe we can help her out.
Yeah. I asked her to come with us, but she said no.
Woodrum consoles Rowan and says, "If you ever need advice on passing out all the time, I'm always here."
You guys are on your way out of town. Malik walks up to you guys. Just so you all are aware, he looks at Budrum. You might need to know a little bit more about this guy.
Shut your
Leander
fucking
just
mouth.
put her head in her... Go ahead, sorry, Budrum.
He walks over to Malik. "What are you doing?"
just how long has it been since in Thieves' Cant since you've seen the sunset? Coded for when was the last time you saw anybody from the Dusk Conclave?
He replies. He says 5 days.
It's a bit close for comfort, isn't it? Don't you think they should know?
That's why I'm leaving.
You know better than anyone else. They follow.
I'm sure I'll be fine in some fantasy land with flying towns and all that. They won't see me again.
Fine. He looks to Rowan and he whispers in your ear, Rowan. He says, watch out for this one. He's been in connection with the Dusk Conclave. And with that, he turns and walks away.
Now, wait a minute. And she's got longer legs than that halfling. She'll try to catch him up. She says, you can't just start a conversation like that and walk away.
He says, I may not be from the same strain as him, but we still have a code.
Then why start it? Because now you leave us all suspecting him of something dire because you don't complete the tale.
I didn't want to lead you into this. My guilt got the best of me. I had to speak up. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything.
So is he a viper in our midst?
That all depends. If he is who he says he is, then even then, who knows?
Thank you for starting out our journey auspiciously.
That's my job.
Talon looks very shiftily at Budrum as we walk along.
Budrum notices Talon looking at him, and he looks plainly at him and says, I don't know what you're looking at, 4,000.
Nice.
I don't know either. I don't know what the money's for. I don't know what I did. Trying to live my life, killing beasts, and get wrapped up in this shit.
Have you not asked Onyx?
Talon looks over to Onyx. Why was I dragged into this?
Onyx, you've never met Talon before yesterday.
Right.
Just to let you know.
Yeah. I would shrug my shoulders. I don't know. I have no clue.
The note says alive, specifically alive for you there, Talon. Maybe somebody just wants to say hi to you.
Wait, friendly bounty hunter.
So it's a picture of Talon and it says alive on it?
The next to the description of Talon, it says
well, at least it doesn't want me dead.
Next to Onyx, it says dead or alive.
As they're walking, Griff's gonna turn to Boudreaux and say, "Hey, you want to see something cool?"
Aye.
Griff's gonna snap his fingers, and what kind of looked like a regular lizard-ish creature is going to appear in front of him about 2 feet off the ground, and it's a tiny little dragon. And it's just right there in front of him, flapping its wings. Just takes a minute to look around, and Griff's just going to stand there and watch, just see what happens. Now there's not crowds of random people everywhere.
Pigeon will stand and watch.
I'm interested at what Tom thinks.
And then it's just going to like soar up into the air a little bit and kind of do like 10 feet off the ground. Go in a little circle.
That's a pretty cool illusion you got there.
I'm going to have it go land on his shoulder.
Is it real? Like, can I feel it?
Touch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it can communicate like emotions to anybody within 100 feet, according to the thing I'm looking at.
Yep.
Tom pokes at it with his warhammer.
It kind of pulls its head back, and like I guess you would get like a sense of confusion from it, like wondering what the heck you're doing.
Tom has got the same feeling of what's this creature doing?
Griff just says, he's nice. His name's Atticus. He just wants to say hello.
Hi, Atticus.
Hello, Atticus.
Hello, Atticus.
It's just gonna hang out there for a bit, more walking, just kind of swinging its tail around.
Leandra, your thoughts?
Leandra will walk toward wherever the little dragon is. Does it look at all like the lizard that visited me last night?
Oh, absolutely. Almost 100% definitely.
Griff will just smile.
Aren't you cute?
Griff's gonna smile in your direction, but not say anything.
She just smiles. Oh. Hello, Atticus.
I imagine he's probably super excited to be out and about.
Of course he's excited.
Just
in Griff's head.
Just give it a minute. I think you'll like him. He loves bacon.
Where did Atticus come from?
Don't tell Boudreaux that.
Honestly, I'm not really sure exactly.
Liar. You guys can't hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to ignore it.
Oh yeah, right.
Griff will think back to her and be like, "You got mad at me last time for telling the truth. What do you want from me? I'm getting these mixed signals, and I feel like I need to read this book I found. I think it's going to help us. At the team.
Whatever.
It's good to
Don't
see
go
you
bringing home any more stray animals.
I can't make any promises."
Boudreaux will see Leandra sort of looking at the dragon. He'll pick up a little rock and throw it at her back and go, "Oh, there's another one!"
Oh, you're a brat.
As you guys are gallivanting through the hills, we'll say it's been approximately 4 hours or so. The sun is beginning to descend down through the sky. As it crests over one of the hills, the light reflects off of all of the bits of grass and causes a halo effect over all of the hills. And so this is where the hills get their name that Talon, I believe, would know. They are the Flaring Hills. And as it begins to as it begins to transition into the evening, Leandra, you hear in the distance the sound of a baby crying.
Oh no. She turns her head, trying to, angle in on the sound.
Okay. It is off to the west, but it doesn't sound very far. You are probably the only one who's heard it so far because you have a passive perception out the wazoo.
Yes. That's true. She'll pause. Do you hear that? Shh. Shh.
Although Rowan's is pretty good too. Hers is a 15. I don't know what Leandra's is, but it's probably higher than that.
Yeah.
Leandra's is 18.
Oh wow! Holy crap! Yeah.
As she points it out, Rowan, you start to hear the baby crying as well.
I wonder.
Well, Onyx's is 18 too.
Oh.
Your passive perception is?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, because you were expertised in perception, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. Onyx, you hear this as well.
Leandra will start heading in that direction.
Yep.
And Onyx will catch up and, head over there right beside her.
Okay.
Guess we're going this way, buds.
Yep, Griff will follow.
It's that way.
Oh, I guess we should tell the group we hear something over here.
I hear a baby crying.
It's
I'm gonna send
probably
Atticus.
probably Talon's night terrors again.
How would you know about my night terrors?
I hear you whimpering in there.
Or maybe if an orc slaughtered your family too, you might dream about it every once in a while.
Here we go. My family was killed by orcs. Poor me. For God, yeah. Did you not hear Tom? His story was 10 times sadder than your one, I tell you.
Oh my god, can we trip on his warhammer or something?
I changed what I said last week. It's not Griff that's the ass. Not only you're an animal fucker, you're an ass too.
I'd rather be an animal fucker and an ass than someone who follows strange men in green hoods off into the woodlands.
Lord.
I was going to die, and I was knocked out. I did not follow him. He carried me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That makes it a whole lot better.
I didn't know.
I'm just glad I'm not the ass anymore.
I'm just glad I didn't tell Leandra's whole story. Oh.
Watching my wording from now on.
As you guys round one of these hills, you can see the edge of the forest line just over the next hill. You see the tops of trees. And as you approach, you see that there is an outcropping where one of the hills has been kind of carved into. It doesn't look completely natural. Like it looks like somebody was building something here into the side of the hill. And in there is a small table. And on the table is a cradle with a blanket over it. And a note.
Maybe don't read that because then it makes us responsible.
Leandra will walk over and pick up the note because,
All right. In very fine handwriting, it says, it says, "They wouldn't let me keep him. Please get him to safety. If he didn't make it, I hope he makes it." And that's it.
Tom's gonna open up the cover of the cradle.
As you pull the blanket off of the cradle, inside is a small being. It has fur covering its body. It is colored a deep cobalt blue, and 2 horns spiral from its head. You are looking at a baby tiefling.
Yeah, tiefling.
Oh,
We have to find him safety.
Leandra, you're the only one who's ever seen anybody who looks like this. Everybody else is like, this is new to them.
scary.
okay.
What
What
the
in the
heck
world is
thing
that?
is this?
Yeah.
It's
the
a
hell?
tiefling.
Baby.
A tiefling? It's
And so
Interesting.
it cries and it sounds like a baby? Like a
Yep.
human baby?
Yep.
Yes.
Ooh. It's as ugly as my nephew Grogan.
It's a child, you insensitive ass.
It's better looking than you, and we put up with you.
I don't know how to take care of a child. What do we do with it?
Can we
Can't
eat
just leave
it?
it here.
And Leander will turn to, I would think to Jami and Janelle. You'll help, won't you?
Of course.
Good.
That was Janelle. Jami's like, I suppose. I don't really know how to change a diaper.
We'll all
I
learn.
would ask,
Even
what
wearing
does it
diapers?
I can help too. We had babies at the orphanage, so I know a bit or two about taking care of the wee ones.
Good. So we'll all help.
It needs a name. How do you know if the?
Does the note give us a name?
It does not. It does say him. They would not let me keep him, so it is a boy.
Boy.
I think Tom's a good name.
Of course you would.
Awesome. I would like to give Ed, you have inspiration for the next.
Okay, I'll write that down.
That's awesome.
So I think Onyx will ask Leandra, have you seen one of these before? You seem kind of familiar with it.
Yes, where I come from, they're less common than humans or elves or dwarves, but they're still people who we would see on the streets of large cities and other places too.
They're not people. It's got horns growing out of its head.
Right. And you're a short man, but you're still a person, right?
Right.
Hey, but I don't have horns growing out of my fucking head.
Budrum, as you say this
Oh.
loudly, Budrum, you upset the baby. Its cries get 3 times louder.
Budrum turns
Leandra-
around and leaves the cave.
Leander will scoop the baby up and hand him to Janelle. Since Janelle was a nanny, she should be okay here.
Okay. Almost instantly, Janelle moves directly into mother mode, and she starts to rock and bounce the baby.
Aw.
And
He stops crying pretty quickly. And Janelle walks over to Budrum. Don't go doing that.
Doing
You
what?
upset him. You upset him, and he uses thaumaturgy, and
How did
It's
I
louder.
upset him with his masterfully understanding of common? You don't understand
it's
the
not
word
the
I'm saying.
words. It's not the
What's
words. It's the tone
thaumaturgy?
of voice.
Okay, it's my voice. Okay. Oh, you're hideous, you ugly wee thing, you.
The baby starts to laugh and giggle.
There you go. He's fine now.
I just a side note here. I do that with my friends' animals all the time. I'm like, "Oh, you're such an ugly dog," and the people get all upset, and the dogs are like wagging like crazy.
She continues to bounce the baby. All right.
Talon just keeps looking at the tiefling. He's fascinated by seeing another creature that he's never seen before.
Boudreaux will go over and say to Talon, do you think it's wise that we bring something like that?
I don't know. Talon looks at Leandra. Are these creatures evil in your world? I mean, I know it's a baby, but in general, are they villainous?
No more or less so than anyone else. They have choices. It's said that their parents and grandparents and others made a deal with the devil, but the babies, the young ones, are, they're as free as a human or an elf or a dwarf to make choices of good or evil. And I imagine it's, the people around them that help them choose. And so if we're good people, and she looks pointedly at Boudreaux, then, it seems like there's a better chance that the baby would turn out good.
I don't think we can just leave it here. I mean...
I certainly can't.
No, we read the note. We don't have a choice now. We have to take it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You hear that, Bertram? We don't have a choice.
So, will there be someone in Oakheart who we can give the thing to?
The baby to? Yes. We can find someone who'll help take care of him.
Janelle gives you a cross look, Budrum. Did you just say Orkhart? That is so insensitive with the people in this group.
I think he did it on purpose.
I think so too, but...
You have nothing to say for yourself.
I don't have anything to say. If you want to bring that thing along with us that you found in the middle of nowhere, just crying with some note written out, why would they leave them here? And it doesn't make any sense.
You hate dwarf babies too.
We leave dwarf babies out because they're ugly as well, and we leave them there for good.
Why would somebody leave me at an orphanage? Because of my pointed ears, right?
Then why did they leave you?
They left me because I am classically handsome where I come from. Thank you very much. Look at
Cal
you with
looks
your
around at the women
weird
in the group.
ears.
Do you guys agree? Is he classically handsome?
I think he's classically drunk.
I'll have you know that I have the most teeth of any dwarf in my village.
That's not saying anything.
Is it normal to, open the mouths of the dwarves you meet and check their dentition?
Of course it is. It's a sign of privilege to have many teeth amongst your gnashers.
No. In answer to the question, no. I would not consider him classically handsome.
Well, you are not a dwarf, so you would not know.
That's fair. And if it works for your people, I'm happy for you. Seriously, though, I can't leave him here.
No. And we're
No,
not
we
here.
definitely can't.
At least I'm not.
Maggie walks out with the cradle and looks up and sees that it's looking like it's about to rain again. Perhaps we should stay here for the night?
I've got a tent if we want to go on a little bit
And
further.
it's getting dark, right?
It is getting dark now.
I say we stay here. And yeah, because baby cradle, yeah. And memories. So yeah, she's not leaving him either. So yeah. There would be an argument if people tried to make us leave without this kid.
I think we should stay here.
I agree.
Great. Maggie walks back in, puts the cradle down, walks out, and starts the process of making a fire. She points to Talon. Would you go find a rabbit or something that we could cook?
Of course.
I got some rations if he can't get any.
We are going to have a proper meal, thank you very much. Please go with him.
Okay, I guess I'm going with Talon. Not gonna argue with Maggie.
Especially not with that cleaver.
Leander will help go hunting too.
Okay. Maggie looks at Griff. Would you help me light a fire?
Of course. And he'll just happily walk over there and help set up the kindling and stuff.
All right.
Is there a river nearby?
Go ahead and make a survival check.
All right.
And he'll snap his fingers and light the fire, and then just kind of hang out. Feed the rest of his bacon to Atticus.
That's 19. Plus 1.
All right. As you look around, you notice that, yes, there's a lot of grass in this area, but there's not a lot of tall vegetation. Probably not a river right nearby, though just beyond the tree line there may be. It's hard to know how far in you'd have to go. However, you do notice it is going to rain soon, and with your knowledge of nature and surviving out in the woods, you could probably get some water purified.
Okay. Tom was actually looking to fish.
Gotcha.
That's kind of what he does.
Well, no rivers. You can see. Okay. So we'll settle in for the night then. Just a quick question before everybody's ready to go here. I want to do a quick thing I'm taking from Jim, who took from another group of people. So I want to ask everybody how your character feels at this moment. I want to start. Let's start with Leandra. About all of the circumstances and what's going on and who you're traveling with. What are your general thoughts as Leandra?
General thoughts. The group seems to be keeping a lot of secrets. She's happy to see that some of those have been unearthed a bit. She's a little worried about Budrum. She's just worried in general that there's some other things that are going to come trip us up at the worst possible time. She'd like to think that these people could be friends, but secrets make for bad friendships in her mind.
Especially liars like Griff.
Only one time that you know of.
I sent you that email, Griff.
Oh, thank you.
It's short, and so she's worried about Griff and what's going on there. So some concerns. She's actually happy for the tiefling. I mean, it looks like there's probably a sad story, but it feels like it's a responsibility she's ready to assume after some of the tragedies in her own life. I think she's happy to take that on. She's glad she has her friends with her. She'd like to think that Rowan's going to become one of those and things like that. But she really is worried about the world and what's happened here and whether that's spread further. She's worried that the tiefling maybe was born to a human or something like that, and maybe his mom or dad is going to be put to death or punished for giving birth to a monster, that kind of thing. She just doesn't know. So there's a lot of stresses, and she kind of wants to solve all the problems, but you can only do one thing at a time. And she doesn't know what it means when her world is, part of her world is brought into this one, but she's worried it's tied to the troubles in Rose Lake, and she wants to get to the bottom of that in particular. So there you go.
Cool. All right. Let's move to Budrum.
Budrum is very glad to be away from Rose Lake. He likes all of his party, He's happy to be traveling with them as he tries to find a purpose. And he's very suspicious of the tiefling baby because he's obviously never seen a tiefling before. He's very religious, and it's a creature with horns that Leandra described as being born of demons. So he's not too keen on the idea. But other than that, he's excited to get to Oakheart and discover what lays there, and he's very happy to be alongside the company he has.
Cool. Let's go with Rowan.
She's obviously worried about the tiefling and curious, as to the circumstances behind that. Don't know if they'll ever discover what happened, but, she's anxious to find him a home with people that will actually, take decent care of him. Wondering what's up with Boudrum because of the information that got told to her by Malik, who is there, connected to the guilds in some way. So she's gonna be kind of alert as to him, but she also doesn't feel it's her place to tell the rest of them what Malik said, because as he said, they have they don't go telling secrets. So, but she's mindful of, this person, there's something going on with him. So, curious to see what Oakheart's about. Yeah, because, big city, and she's curious about the whole magic thing and wants to know, possibly help find them answers as to what's going on with all this new magic stuff and everything. And, likes everyone she's traveling with, pretty much. Dwarf can be a pain sometimes, but who can't, Everyone can be, a pain in some way or another. So, generally, she's, just happy to be traveling and is curious what's gonna be happening next.
Can I ask, how does Rowan feel about traveling with Onyx, being the son of the leader of her group?
Oh yeah, nice to meet you. She's curious about him, hoping they can find his mom and dad alive, because she I can't remember if she ever met his dad. I'd have to look at your notes that you sent me. Or if it's just this is like the, this is like the head of, this.
I think it's more along those lines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But she's obviously heard of this person's reputation, so she's curious, to see if they can eventually save him, and he can be reunited, with. Well, I was gonna say his kid, but his kid's grown. So I mean, his his son. So she wants to help there, because she doesn't know who her parents are or where she's from. So she thinks it would be cool if she could help them, unite themselves, and they can, be, back together again as a family. Yep. So
gotcha. Talon.
Talon he's always kind of wanted a purpose, wanted something to belong to, and he really feels like the party could potentially be it. He enjoys everybody that he travels with. He gives Budrum hell, but it's in a friendly way. He's very worried about the wanted poster because he truly has no idea what's going on with that. He doesn't know who he would have come in conflict with and pissed off to be wanted. And he hopes that everybody in the party believes him when he says he knows nothing about it. He's very concerned about what's happening to this world, the idea of a whole nother town from a whole different world or reality being transported into the one he's always known. He wonders if there will be other creatures other than the ones we fought, and he really wants to solve the mystery of what's going on here, and in the process hopefully protect as many people as he can, because he really does live by the idea of he's here to protect those that can protect themselves.
Cool. Onyx.
I guess Onyx is still filling, everyone out in the group. Although he did share his background, I guess he sees that as the group pretty much knew, more or less anyway. So he decided to share it, but he's still keeping sort of like his his distance.
Budrum still doesn't know.
Oh, he does?
No,
Oh,
he wasn't in the room.
That's right. He was outside.
Yeah, you told everybody except for Budrum, who was outside.
Well, I guess we'll have to do that next time or something.
Yep.
So I guess what else? He's really sort of thinking about what was brought up about his father, that his father may still be alive. So that's of course become like a big deal in the back of his mind. And then he's also curious about
Rowan?
Yeah, and the information that she may or may not have, about his situation and everything like that. And then
how does he feel about the kid at the end of his bed?
Well, I guess he sees it as the kid brought him the gold and then sort of disappeared, so maybe it was sort of like a a good omen. So I guess that's
all right.
How he feels about that. And I guess he has some questions about the tiefling baby, but since he probably won't be too much involved in it, and the ladies of the party are okay with it. He's like, okay, that's cool.
So he doesn't have
careful now.
He doesn't have a lot of vested interest in the baby then.
Yeah, not really, because he hadn't seen one before. He doesn't really know what to think of it.
Right.
Like, will it become a hindrance to the party, or will it grow? Like he doesn't know how fast they grow. Will it ever grow and actually be maybe like a companion in the party, or all that kind of stuff. So he doesn't really know.
Tom.
Tom's. Oh.
Sorry, were you going to say something? Nancy?
No.
Okay, Tom, go ahead.
Tom's really curious and intrigued. This weird stuff happening around and worlds colliding, and he wants to learn all this information about stuff. So he's probably more excited than worried. He wants to see how these worlds interact and how each world works, kind of.
Right.
And he likes the party because they all have something to teach him, and they all have different backstories and stuff like that. The baby, I guess he's also kind of curious how how it was formed. How these, yeah.
Let's have a conversation about the birds and the bees.
I think he knows a bit about devils because he's read ancient books, so he probably can recognize some of these features and wonder how they came to be. So yeah.
Okay. And Griff.
So Griff is sitting over by the fire. Atticus is kind of draped over his shoulders as he's feeding him the last of the bacon. And for like the first little bit, he's enjoying himself because he's out like doing something he never thought that he would be doing. And there's just weird, new, interesting things happening kind of all over the place. And he pulls that note out of his pocket and reads it. And it kind of sends him, I guess, in kind of a thought spiral back to what happened the day before. And seeing the ring and everything that happened after that. Kind of that, I guess, a bit of guilt. And as he's sitting there, he's just flicking his finger and there's just sparks, like a flint and steel. He's just like staring at the fire, just kind of shooting these sparks around. But yeah, he's a little bit, I mean, he's confused for sure because he doesn't understand why these things happened the way that they did, how much he actually had to do with it. But then he looks at Atticus on his shoulder and just kind of shrugs to himself, and he's like, I guess we'll figure something out. I don't know. He's not going to write a note yet. He wants to think about what to write. So he's just going to sit there and think for a little bit. But I mean, overall, he's excited for whatever's coming. He's not sure if it's good or bad, but it's definitely new, and that's fun.
Cool. Is Budrum the only one against the baby? Sounds like it.
I wouldn't say I'm against it. It's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Griff was against the idea of taking a baby into the group,
but now it's responsible.
Yeah, now that we read the note, it's just like, okay, it is what it is. And, you know, he's got a tiny little dragon sitting on his shoulder, so he's not super concerned that it's blue and has horns.
Dragons and kitties and babies, oh my.
Yeah, I've got cats everywhere.
Okay. Onyx, you found the journal and you've read through it. Do you want to ask other people about that journal to get their opinions on it, or do you want to keep it to yourself?
I think for now, I guess I'll keep it to myself.
Okay. All right. Tom, as you're settling in for bed tonight, you have one sudden thought. Shit. I was supposed to go back to the library.
Oh! That's that. I didn't interpret that at all. I thought that was like come back in a week or so.
Oh.
Whoops.
All right. That's where we're going to end for the night.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
I'm so excited for next time.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about the more role play style?
I liked it. I liked it. It was cool.
Yep.
I kind of stumbled around a bit because I was getting info and character and player were getting info at the same time, and I was trying to figure out how to incorporate it. So I think I kind of botched that up a little bit. But like, I hate stumbling and fumbling over things like that. But maybe
it's all good.
I love these kind of episodes just because they give, I think they give a lot more depth.
Yeah.
To the people, it makes it more fun.
I agree. It gave us a chance to bond and sort of sort out some of the things going on.
Right. It gives everybody a chance to feel out their character and to see what everybody else is about too.
I'm still trying to figure out Tom's accent.
Yeah, you went super Canadian today.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
I know.
like British, maybe a little bit of Cockney British, and I can't quite place.
I like Canadian Tom. I think that's awesome.
I think I'm gonna push that. Might go a little bit French Canadian later. We'll see.
It's all good.
Kicked out of the party.
I switch from accent to accent mid-sentence with these characters.
Yeah. And I apologize. I have for years and years just tended to pick up the accents of people around me, and so if I do that to one of you, I apologize.
It's all good. Cool.
All right, then, guys. I'm gonna.
Good game.
Hey, catch you next week.
Good night. See you next week.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for watching this episode, everyone. This was The Great Calamity, run by Eric, and it's every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Sundays we have Between a Fist and a Well Death at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's run by me, Jim. And yeah, they're every week. They'll be up on YouTube if you don't catch the live stream. Thanks for watching.